Thanks for joining me for Tarot Tuesday as we talk about Trump 5 of the Major Arcana, the Hierophant. Originally referred to as a pope, which makes sense as it symbolizes an authority figure, the word Hierophant actually means a person who reveals the hidden meaning of sacred objects. And again, it goes back to that religious authority, as in, this is what these symbols mean in our tradition, and this is what you should take away from this lesson. A lot of people, due to religious trauma, don't like the Hierophant card, but hey, if we don't learn from history, we're doomed to repeat it. As with any tarot card, I urge you not to dislike or like any of them. It's not their fault they represent certain things, and they mean you no harm. People have their personal past and their personal scars. It's one of many cards that features 3 people, one above and the other 2 below, which again, you have an authority figure passing on lessons and morality and rules and what have you to the acolytes. In numerology, those with the life path of 5 have an uncanny ability to really deeply understand esoteric meanings. In general, 5 stands for chaos, and I don't mean that negatively, I mean more upset, things being changed. And you might think, well wait, you just talked about tradition and whatnot. Well yes, traditions weren't always traditions. They were a change at some point in time. And the reverse Hierophant does point at nonconformity and rebellion, but we'll get there. Another way of looking at it is this. 5 represents a mastery of change. Long-standing traditions carry on for centuries despite the world around them changing. They're able to ride those waves. So, in case you couldn't figure out, the Hierophant card stands for conformity, especially when it's with the Emperor. Together, these 2 cards represent someone who's truly following a path that's been laid out for them, as opposed to the Fool, who's just going their own way. Your Hierophant, especially with the Emperor, someone who follows into the family business even though it doesn't interest them at all. Because your authority figures are passing on information, this card also stands for education. One of its underlying messages is marriage, because priests marry people. Now, when you get this card in a relationship spread, and by that I mean specifically one regarding a newer relationship, it's more of a warning, especially with the 7 of Swords, that the person you're interested in is actually already married. Hierophant in reverse. Nonconformity, rebellion, forging your own path, being an independent thinker. Now this can possibly mean that you're actually gullible and falling into a cult. This is because sometimes when we rebel, we do it so hard and so very much on purpose that we then fall victim to people who are looking for that, who want to represent what you're rebelling for, the cause, and they dupe you out of your money because of that. And if you're still with me and want to learn more about the Hierophant, stay tuned for our next video, the Hierophant spread. Blessed be and Age.